everybody, it's Chris Eads, and online is Wootini here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for you. I took last week off. I did not have a whole lot to say, so I took a week off and gave you a week off. This week, I have stuff to talk about, so here I am again. I did not go to the movies this weekend. This weekend, I went to see Westlife in concert at Radio City Music Hall. Very exciting for me. I have been a fan. They're an Irish boy band that started in 1999, and I have been a fan since their very first single in 1999, and they have never toured America before. I don't know why it took 25 years, but I'm glad that they came. It was a great show, and I cried like a teenage girl at the Beatles. It was just wonderful. It was so great to see them after 25 years. I don't know why it took so long. Even though they were down a member. There were originally 5, but Brian left years and years ago. And unfortunately, Mark couldn't play. He had surgery and his doctor wouldn't clear him to come and do the tour, so boo. So there was only 3 of them. But they still sounded great, and it was a great show, and I'm happy that I was able to see one of my favorite boy bands finally play live. Last week, I did go to the movies. Last week there wasn't a whole lot playing. It's kind of a dead zone. So I decided to check out Problemista, which I had seen the trailer for at something else, and it looked amusing. So I decided to check it out. Unfortunately, it's like limited release, so it was only playing at one AMC, the Lincoln Square one, which meant that it was kind of crowded because it's only playing in the one theater. And for whatever reason, there was like the entire row behind me was like teenage girls at a birthday party. Like they all had like the same stuff, and they had like, I think one of them had a crown, and like they were all together, and it was like a birthday party to go and see this movie as part of their birthday celebration. And I'm like, this is an odd choice, but whatever. It's an indie comedy from Julio Torres, who apparently he was a writer for Saturday Night Live, and he likes very weird, surreal humor, which is what this movie is. He plays a immigrant from El Salvador who loses his job and needs to find another one so that he can have someone to sign his visa so that he can stay in the country, because he wants to be a toy designer, but he can only apply to Hasbro from within the United States. So he needs someone to help him stay in the country. And this links him with this crazy art critic played by Tilda Swinton, who is delightful and insane, and alternately hateful, and also you feel bad for her, but then not, because she's awful. And it's just basically, he needs her to sign his visa so that he can stay, and she needs him to do some stuff before she'll sign anything, and she'll sponsor him after he helps her put on an art show for her husband, and then shenanigans ensue. I liked it. There are some laugh out loud moments in it. It is not going to be for everybody, because his comedy is surreal. It skews very, very weird and surreal, and it's not going to be very, like, I can see where it would be very off-putting to certain people. They're not going to get it. It doesn't get so weird that you lose like the heart at the core of the movie, so you still feel for him. You want him to get his sponsor so he can stay and get his job at Hasbro and whatever. I thought it was really funny. It's not going to be for everybody. I recommend you check out the trailer and see if that looks like something you might enjoy. If it's not, don't bother, because you're going to hate it, because it's too weird. But if you think you could handle it, you'll probably enjoy it. I don't know where it'll end up streaming, because it's an indie, so maybe Hulu. I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was fun. It was cute. And I did laugh quite a bit, which is good. As for games, I continue to play all the same games that I have been playing for months. My husband I was playing Avatar, and my husband was like, "You're still playing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a lot to do in it." And I checked the PlayStation app, and it turns out I've been playing it for like 73 hours. However, because I've been the last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of like miscellaneous stuff, like just going over here and like taking out RDA facilities to clean up the land and reclaim it for Pandora. But the thing is that I did do a quest last week, and I checked a walkthrough the table of contents to see where that mission fell, and it turns out that I am actually very close to the end. Like literally the mission that I just finished, there's like one more main mission where I've got to do a bunch of stuff, and then it's the final battle. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because I came across a facility where I went in and I wasn't told what to do to shut down this facility. And I'm just like looking around and I'm like, there's nothing here. Am I just supposed to kill all the enemies? So I looked it up, and it turns out that that's actually a facility that's part of, I think, the next mission that I'm going to do. So I'm like, oh, that's why it's not telling me what to shut down, because it's part of a main mission, and it'll tell me when I'm supposed to do that. And part of me was like, should I kill everybody now? And I'm like, no, because if I killed everyone in the facility now, it would do one of three things when I go to do that actual mission. Either it'll be a breeze because everybody's already dead, or it'll restock with new enemies, which would suck because then I've got to kill them all again. Or the worst option, I go to do it and the mission is glitched because there's no one there, and I've killed everyone, and now suddenly it glitches the mission and then I can't finish the game, which would suck. So I said, you know what, let's not do anything here. Let's just leave and we'll come back when I'm supposed to. I'll do other things. But yeah, I am apparently nearing the end of Avatar, which is sad because I have been enjoying it, but it's good because then I can go and finish Super Mario RPG that I just haven't had the time to play because I'm playing everything else at the same time. But I will say that I did take a little time, just very brief time, to play a new game this past week, because Nintendo released a demo for Princess Peach Showtime, which I decided I wanted to check it out just to see, because, I mean, how could you not? And the demo, it appears to be like the beginning of the game. It's like the setup, and then there's like 2 levels. The first level is pretty straightforward. You get your magic ribbon power, and you work your way through a level left to right, side-scrolling basically. And then you're turned into the sword fighter character. So then you have a sword, and then you can fight, and you just work your way through the level, fighting the enemies. I will say I had to make a little adjustment because you're going left to right, and the enemies are coming at you, but there's depth to the level, so they can circle around you and stuff. So you're not just, attacking left and right, you're also attacking forward and back and at angles, because it's a 3-dimensional space. And so I was like, wait, it's not just a 2D platformer. There's 3D here. I have to hit this way, that way. But it was very straightforward, and you platform your way through all the enemies, and then there's like a big plant boss, and it wasn't hard because it's the first level, so it was pretty easy. It didn't really tell me what the controls were exactly. A little prompt came up to say, press X for controls, and she's like, press A to dodge and B to attack. I'm like, oh, okay. But clearly in doing so, I was doing some crazy like flips and dodges and special moves that like by accident. But that one was fine, and I got to the end, and I had found all of the stars, and I got like the hidden ribbon that's like the hidden mushroom or whatever. It's like there's one in every level, I guess. So I collected everything, so I basically 100%ed that level. So yay. And then I thought that would be the end of the demo, but then there was actually another level where it's a cooking level. So that was good because it shows that there's all this different gameplay to be had. It's not all just side-scrolling and attacking and jumping and whatever. Here, you had to help them collect ingredients, and then you had to like bake cookies, but you're just pressing B repeatedly to like stir up the batter, but then it like bakes in the bowl. You don't actually put it in an oven, it just sort of magically bakes. But you have to stop pressing B before it gets too done, because then it'll explode and burn. So the first time through, I failed because I couldn't make enough cookies. Because then you have to take the cookies and put them on a tray and get them out. And then, so the second time through, I kind of got the hang of eyeballing when to stop pressing B so that they would like not explode and they would be delicious cookies. So then the second time through, I did that. That was fine. Then you had to do a section where you have to move over a cake and decorate it with frosting. And like the first few were like fine, but then like the first couple were easy enough, and then it gets to be a little more of an intricate pattern that you're trying to design. Then they put like macaroon cookies on the cake so that you have to decorate around them and connect them and do a whole thing. And the last one was like so hard, I barely finished it before the time ran out. And it turns out there was actually yet another cake to decorate that I didn't even get to because it took me too long to do the first 4. So that one, I only got like 4 stars out of the however many. I didn't even get like half the stars, and I did not find the ribbon. So like you'd have to go back in to redo it to get better scores, to get all the stars and get the ribbon and 100% it and whatever. So that one was much more challenging than the first. But it was cute, and I liked the way it gave you a nice idea of like a little sample of the variety of gameplay, because there's all these other characters that Peach can turn into. So there's all these different plays within this theater. They're all going to have you doing different things. So that's nice that there's like, it seems like there's like a nice variety of gameplay and mini games and whatever. I will say that I kind of wish it wasn't quite so girly. Like I appreciate that Peach is turning into these like tough characters and like doing action things, but when she's just Princess Peach, she's using her hair ribbon to like magically do, to twirl around and like, revive people and help them and whatever, and open up secret places and whatever. And when she like runs around in her Princess Peach gown, she like holds it up like this so that she can like run and not step on the hem of her dress. And I just wish it wasn't quite so precious and girly. Like it's kind of gay, yes, but I also feel like, you know what, you've made this video game for girls, it doesn't have to be that girly. I don't know, it just felt a little bit precious. I don't know. So, but that's just my opinion. Yours will vary. But the demo is out now in the eShop, so check it out and see if you want to buy the full game when it comes out. I will not be, because I still have to play Super Mario RPG. And then, of course, there's Endless Ocean coming out in a couple of months, so there's that. So I might play Princess Peach one day in the far future. We shall see. I might get it for my nieces for Christmas, though. They might enjoy it. I don't know. They love Animal Crossing. It's adorable how much they love Animal Crossing. That was their Christmas present last year. They love it. So now whenever I see my nieces, we just talk Animal Crossing. And they're like, how many bells do you have? Like, oh, who's your neighbors? It's adorable. That's enough for this week. I'm rambling on too much. So I will see you next time, and have a good... Bye!